Despite of the distance, you could feel the shared conviction among all young parliamentarians, and that youth participation need not be symbolic or occasional, and that was the heartbeat of the entire meeting. What really moved me was our colleagues' ability to articulate this so powerfully.
That sustainable youth participation is best supported through inclusive systems, accessible public services, and also institutional reforms by prioritizing efficiency, fairness, and long-term impact. Countries can create a stronger foundation for youth to actively reshape or shaping the region's future.
We believe that investing in youth is investing in the future, because when young people are not only be heard but truly empowered to lead, they become a driving force that shape stronger ASEAN for the future generations.
ASEAN's future depends on placing youth at the center of policy making, equipped not only with skills but with well-being, civic responsibility, and real institutional power to shape the region they will inherit.
We also need to build leadership skills, not only at the national level, but also at the ASEAN and global levels. So young people can have a broader vision of the world, and also they can be a very important part to help develop our countries and ASEAN as a whole.
Most importantly, today's discussion reflects a shared ASEAN vision, empowering young people to become active leaders in building a more inclusive and future-ready region. Hello everyone and welcome back to AIPACAST, amplifying the voices of AIPA. In this special episode, we are reflecting on the third consultative meeting of Young Parliamentarians of AIPA or YPA. Held under the theme ASEAN Youth, Strengthening Solidarity and Empowering Future-Ready Leaders, the meeting brought together young parliamentarians across ASEAN to discuss how youth can play a stronger role in shaping the region's future. Today, we are joined virtually by distinguished parliamentarians from across ASEAN. Honorable Jonathan Clement GC.M. Abalos II, Member of the House of Representatives of the Republic of the Philippines and Chairpersons of Young Parliamentarians of AIPA. Honorable Bramantyo Suwondo, Member of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Indonesia. Honorable Xaypanya Phomvihane, Member of the National Assembly of Lao PDR. Honorable Faustino Michael Carlos T.D. III, Member of the House of Representatives of the Republic of the Philippines, and Honorable Romtham Khumnurak, Member of the House of Representatives of the Kingdom of Thailand. Honorables, thank you for joining us virtually today. Honorable Abalos, as Chairpersons of Young Parliamentarians of AIPA, let me begin with you. Looking back at the discussions during the meeting, what would you say was the most important takeaway from the third consultative meeting of Young Parliamentarians of AIPA? And how can the outcomes of this meeting can help strengthen youth participations and future-ready leaderships in ASEAN?
Honestly, what struck me the most was the energy in that virtual room. Despite of the distance, you could feel the shared conviction among all young parliamentarians, and that the youth and that youth participation need not be symbolic or occasional, and that was the heartbeat of the entire meeting. What really moved me was our colleagues' ability to articulate this so powerfully, from Thailand's reminder that the youth bring fresh ideas, creativity, and energy, and that the problems of ASEAN are far too big for one country to handle alone. From Vietnam's reminder that it is important for us to mainstream youth participation in legislative drafting, to Lao PDR's candid acknowledgement that investing in the youth is also investing in the future, to Cambodia's gentle reminder as well that the youth should be active core creators rather than passive beneficiaries. All of these messages really resonated with us deeply. So three areas emerged as urgent and interconnected. One, we have AI and digital literacy. Second, we have mental health as a key government priority and genuinely meaningful youth participation in governance. Um, Malaysia also mentioned that the youth need not do not need a decorative seat at the table when it comes to serving in the government. What we need are real pathways when it comes to governance and policy making. And what I find most encouraging in this meeting is that we were able to shift from aspiration to direction, and all of these issues that were brought up, national experiences shared from youth participation in governance, um, mental health youth initiatives to youth parliaments, they give us strong building blocks for our resolutions in the upcoming 47th AIPA General Assembly. And of course, this is what YPA is for, um, turning youth concerns into legislative action.
Thank you, Honorable. One message from this meeting is very clear. Youth participations must be meaningful, inclusive, and action oriented. The discussions also highlighted several important priorities. These include strengthening digital and AI literacy, supporting youth mental health, and creating more opportunities for young people to participate in policy making. Now, let me turn to our distinguished delegates from Indonesia, Lao PDR, the Philippines, and Thailand. Throughout the meeting, we discussed a range of important issues affecting young people across the region. From your perspective, Honorables, what were the key takeaways from the meeting and how do they support the development of a more inclusive and future-ready ASEAN?
From the perspective of Indonesia and also from myself, the meeting highlighted that the future of ASEAN is not solely determined by technological advancements such as AI, but also by the readiness of its people, especially the youth, on how to respond on these changes. One key takeaway was the gap between the rapid pace of technological development and also the preparedness of regulations and public literacy. So this indicates that strengthening digital literacy should go beyond technical skills, encompassing critical thinking, ethical awareness, and the ability to navigate information responsibly. And I also see the discussion also emphasized the important role of education, particularly the humanities, in addressing the challenges of the digital era. A humanities-based approach helps cultivate reflective, critical, and also contextual ways of thinking, which are essential in responding to the rise of disinformation and also the misuse of AI. So therefore, the educational development should not only focus on technological competence, but also on values, on culture, and also the intellectual foundations that shapes the human judgment. So, and on the other hand, also, I would like to address the meeting also underscored the need to strengthen collaborations between the parliament, academia, and also the society. So it served as a platform for open dialogue and the exchange of ideas grounded in the real world experiences. Such collaboration is crucial to ensure that policies are not only globally relevant, but also responsive to the diverse social contexts within the ASEAN countries. And the final things that I want to address is the role of youth emerge as a central theme. So recognizing them as a key actors in building an inclusive and future-ready ASEAN by actively involving young people in policy making processes and international forums. So ASEAN can foster a generation of leaders who are adaptive, innovative, and forward-looking. So this will serve as a strong foundation for the region that is not only technological advance, but also socially cohesive, culturally grounded, and guided by shared values.
And Sabadi, hello everyone. It is my great honor to having an interview today. After the participation in the third consultative meeting of the young parliamentarian of the ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly, I would like to express my sincere gratitude and congratulations to Honorable Jonathan Clements, Abalos II, and the House of Representatives of Philippines for successfully leading the YPA virtual meetings. Based on your questions, first of all, I would like to recall the year 2024, when the National Assembly of the Lao PDR, in collaboration with the AIPA Secretariat, organized this conference for the first time. This initiative became the important platform for young parliamentarians of AIPA to exchange ideas, engage, and meaningful discussion and promote the development of young across ASEAN. For the year, the meeting highlighted the three key takeaways. First, the importance of meaningful youth participation, recognizing young people be active partners in shaping policies and governance. Secondly, the discussion highlighted the increasing importance of digital transformation, particularly in advancing artificial intelligence or AI, digital literacy, and innovations to ensure that our youth are prepared with skills suited for the future. And thirdly, a strong commitment in inclusivity and leaving no one behind to ensure that all our young people, whether from rural or urban communities, have equal access to opportunities, technology, and quality education. The core value of this meeting lie on abilities to turn this shared idea into actionable and continue working together to empower the next generation as key driver ASEAN the futures.
It was a very lively conversation, and I left it feeling both inspired and challenged in the best possible way. The clearest takeaway for me is that meaningful youth participation must be institutionalized, not left to goodwill or seasonal invitation. Timor-Leste shared how their national youth policy created structured spaces in governance, including youth representatives in the so-called councils and youth parliament representing all administrative posts. Brunei spoke about structured youth engagement aligned with the legislative sessions. These are not just feel good initiatives, they are architecture for inclusion. I also was struck by how consistently mental health came up. Malaysia noted that the ASEAN recorded over 80 million cases of mental health disorders in 2021, a 70% rise since the 1990s. Cambodia has begun institutionalizing mental health within their Youth Federation's framework. This is a quiet crisis. It deserves the same urgency we give to the economic and digital challenges. And speaking of digital, Vietnam's recommendation for a regional digital and AI competency framework was timely and practical. Future readiness is not just about access to technology, it is about ethical judgment, protection from manipulation, and ensuring that digital transformation does not deepen existing inequalities. Together, these insights point towards one clear direction. ASEAN's future depends on placing youth at the center of policy making, equipped not only with skills, but with well being, civic responsibility, and real institutional power to shape the region they will inherit.
So first of all, I would like to thank you, the National Assembly of the Philippines, for hosting this consultative meeting of young parliamentarians of AIPA. Despite the global situation, uh, but the National Assembly of the Philippines managed to host that's very important meeting, online basically. But anyways, we it's a very good time that we get to discuss during this very crucial time. We face we agree, and also at the meeting we emphasize that there are so many challenges in the world, and in each country. For example, the geopolitical tensions, the trade conflicts, and also the climate crisis. Now is the right time, to talk about the topic that we discussed on strengthening solidarity and empowering future-ready leaders. My to sum up, I think the consultative meeting, get us together, and we agree that ASEAN must work together even more, in unity. At the same time, we also have to develop young leaders and give them a bigger role in our countries, in our region, in economy, in politics, and also in public administration. From this meeting, I have four key takeaways. The first one is that we must create more opportunities for young people to take part in policy making in the executive branch and also in the legislative branches and in all sectors, basically from the local levels up to the national levels. The second key takeaways was that we must invest in education and future skills, including technology, digital skills, and also AI. At the same time, we also need to build leadership skills, not only at the national level, but also at the ASEAN and global levels. So young people can have a broader vision of the world, and also they can be a very important part to help develop our countries and ASEAN as a whole. The third key takeaway was that we must create a fair and inclusive economic opportunities for young people, especially those with fewer resources in rural areas, in in places outside the capital city. It happens everywhere in ASEAN countries, also as well as in Bangkok. So this is a very challenging task for all of us, to develop rural area uh, and spread the development everywhere in the country. The fourth, which is the last one, is that we must strengthen ASEAN cooperation. And one of the important mechanism is the AIPA and also YPA. It's a very important platform we have, a very important tools and important channels we have to get young parliamentarians around the region together to discuss and to share experiences, to, to suggest solution and come up with the resolution that we can agree on and go back and and do together as ASEAN. So in my opinion, YPA and also AIPA should work more, in this crucial time, work more actively to deliver real benefits to the people and also the young generation through support. We should support each other through exchange. We should share resources we have, best practices we have, and also joint development program through activities and also through AIPA and YPA as well.
Thank you, Honorables. Across ASEAN member states, we heard a strong commitment to empowering young people and preparing them to face the future challenges. We also heard the importance of strengthening youth engagements in the policy making, expanding digital and leadership capacity building, supporting youth innovations and entrepreneurship, promoting mental health awareness, and creating more inclusive opportunities for future generation. Importantly, the meeting reinforced the value of regional cooperations and shared learning among ASEAN member states. It also showed that investing in youth not only about the future, it is about strengthening ASEAN today. For our final questions, Honorable, could each of you briefly share one initiative or best practice from your country that has helped strengthen youth participations and leadership?
I can say one important initiative that reflects the Indonesian state commitment to promote youth participation in bureaucratic reform and ongoing public service. This includes the simplification and digitalization of administrative services such as ID registration, business licensing, and land administration. By making these processes more affordable, accessible, faster, the government creates the enabling environment where young people, especially students, job seekers, and young entrepreneurs, can participate more actively in economic and civic life without being hindered by the complexity of bureaucracy. This is one of initiative that is still ongoing in Indonesian government. And the other thing is another effort that we're doing right now is a restructuring of non-permanent government workers through the appointment of PPPK, whereas the government employees with work agreements. This initiative provides greater job security and clearer career pathways, particularly for young professionals such as teachers, technical staff, and other public sector workers. By ensuring them stability and also recognize their profession, it encourages more youth to contribute meaningfully within the public institutions. So what makes these initiatives impactful is that the keys that they focus on building fair and efficient systems rather than relying on short-term assistance. And this approach also may not deliver instant result what we want, but it creates long-term structural improvements that empower young people to grow, participate, and compete on equal footing. As a best practice, I believe this model offers valuable insights for ASEAN that sustainable youth participation is best supported through inclusive systems, accessible public services, and also institutional reforms by prioritizing efficiency, fairness, and long-term impact. Countries can create a stronger foundation for youth to actively reshape or shaping the region's future.
In Laopedia, youth development is recognized as a cornerstone of the national progress. One notable initiative that demonstrates our commitment to promoting youth participation is to implement of the Lao Youth Adolescence Development Strategy in the year of 2021 to 2030. This strategy provides comprehensive framework to empower young people through education, skills development, and of course, active civic engagement. Importantly, we have also seen encouraging progress in the youth representation in the legislative bodies. In the 10th National Assembly and the 5th Provincial People Council, young members are account for the growing population, reflecting our commitment and efforts to ensure that youth voices are increasing heard at the policy levels. We believe that investing in youth is investing in the future, because when young people are not only be heard, but truly empowered to lead, they become a driving force that shape stronger ASEAN for the future generations. I hope that the outcome of our discussion and the inspiration expressed at this meeting will serve the important contributions to the adopt at the 47th AIPA General Assembly. As a young member of the National Assembly of the Lao PDR, I is ready to cooperate with all partners to deliver the greatest benefit for the ASEAN youth. Thank you very much.
One best practice from the Philippines is the institutionalization of youth participation through the Sangguniang Kabataan, or SK, which serves as the formal youth governance structure at the local level. Through the SK, young Filipinos are not merely consulted on youth issues, they are elected by their fellow youth, given a legal mandate, and empowered to participate directly in local governance. This mechanism allows young leaders to identify community needs, craft youth development programs, manage public resources, and represent the concerns of young people in local policy making. It gives the youth early exposure to democratic processes, public accountability, and leadership responsibilities. This is complemented by the National Youth Commission, which serves as the national policy making and coordinating body for youth development. Together, these institutions show the Philippine commitment to treating youth participation not as occasionally activity but as a continuing part of governance. For a broader application across ASEAN, The Philippine experience shows that youth participation becomes more meaningful when it is institutionalized, supported, and made accountable. When young people are given real responsibilities and proper platforms, they become active partners in building inclusive, resilient, and future ready communities.
First, I would like to talk about the situation in Thailand right now. Good news is that we have the election in February. Uh, and I can first of all say that in Thailand now young people are playing a very bigger role in the country, in every sectors. For example, in the legislative branch, now we have more than 219 MPs, which is under 45 years old out of 500 MP. So basically 43% of the House, which is very huge, right? Almost half of the parliaments are considered to be young parliamentarians. So this reflects a changing political landscape and also shows that people want change, and new generation leaders. As a result, all political parties are now pushing and supporting, more young candidates to run for the election. Um, Beside the legislative part, right? But I also want to say, like, the initiatives that have been taken in Thailand. Uh, I would like to tell that in Thailand we have many programs to develop youth leadership. From schools to universities. To you know um, holidays camp, something like that, to help them develop their leadership skills. And also our parliament as well, we have many initiatives to promote democracy and youth leadership. We have so many activities to get young people, young students around uh, in our country to come to the parliament to discuss, to share their opinions, and also to take part and learn, how we work at the parliament. Today young people are more active and more interested in politics and public participation more than ever before. Beside the legislative branch, in the executive branch now we have so many young ministers, during in the new government. This shows that the new government and the prime minister give importance to involving more young people in leadership roles to solve problems and address today's challenges. Together from the in the parliament and in the government, together we are now trying to address many new challenges such as the climate crisis, the transnational cybercrime, and to improve our education, and to develop, and the use of more technology and also AI in the economic sector. Today many young people play an important role in driving small, medium, and large businesses. This reflects that the growing opportunities, especially in today's world where technology plays a very important role. It has opened more doors for young people and for everyone to take part in the economy. All of this is a clear sign that Thailand is being driven more by younger generations. However, we can uh, and we must do even more, better, and not just in Thailand, right? I mean, you see in the parliament we have now 40% of young MPs. We want to push even more in the future, and the trend is going that way. And also in the executive branch, in the economic sector. And it's not enough just to do just one country, right? We have to do it together as ASEAN as a whole. I believe that from the meeting, the consultative meeting of YPA has given me and my fellow members of parliament a chance to reflect and learn from each other. It reminds us that we need to work more closely together to build a more united ASEAN and to develop leaders who can drive our region forward.
Thank you for those inspiring initiatives and reflections. It is encouraging to hear the different efforts by ASEAN member states to empower young people, from leadership programs and digital empowerment initiative to entrepreneurships and education opportunities, it is clear that youth participation is becoming a growing regional priority. Most importantly, today's discussion reflects a shared ASEAN vision, empowering young people to become active leaders in building a more inclusive and future-ready region. As we conclude this special episode, one message stands out clearly. Youth are not only the leaders of tomorrow, they are partners in shaping ASEAN today. Strengthening youth participation means creating real opportunities for young people to contribute, lead, and innovate. To our distinguished honorables, thank you for your leadership and valuable insight. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on AIPACAST, amplifying the voices of AIPA. Until next time, thank you and see you again on AIPACAST.